Got the whole world in your hands. You got the whole wide world.
Hello, this is Bharat, once again for Palmistry and Flow. And today we're going to be talking about an interesting subject as to what forces there are that keep us in the body. What makes us incarnate? What is the reason to being here on this earth? So there's some indicators in the palm that gives some insight into this. And what I do is I look for which lines and which areas are more dominant. So, for example, if somebody has a very strong destiny line, very strong Saturn line, I know that one of the reasons and why they have incarnated into this life and what actually also keeps them in the body and keeps them living is because they're in a destiny. They're here to play out a story, whatever that is. Now the story can be about them, or they could be here for somebody else's story. So generally, if somebody has a very strong destiny line and has a strong lifeline, then usually the destiny story is about them. It's about their ego story, because as you remember, the lifeline is an indication of the ego story. So now if somebody has a weak lifeline, or a short lifeline, for example, but they have a very strong long or short, but a strong destiny, Saturn line, balance line, then they're here for somebody else's story. So many people come to me with like a short or broken lifeline, but they have a very strong Saturn line. They ask me, I'm going to die soon. But that's not usually the case, because they will not die until that destiny story is finished. Okay? So their lifeline, there is an indication of the length of life, but there's also the strength of the other lines, what keeps a person into the body. Now, for example, let's say somebody has a weak Saturn line, they have a weak lifeline, but their headline and their heart line is strong, you see. So these people, it's again, if they have a lifeline that's weak, it means it's not about their ego story, or that they're going to live a shorter life, or if they have a destiny line that's also weak, so it might not indicate a long life. But when they have just the mental body and the emotional body are strong, it means these people should be just using their minds and feelings and using their emotions and just living for that. That is why they're here. And it's just for them to be in the moment, to be here now, not to think so much about the future, but what is important, what they're doing, what their purpose is just to enjoy or not enjoy, or it could be suffering with it as well. But to be in the here and now, just using their mind, using their being in their heart, or not being in their heart, but in their emotions and stuff like that, and not to so much worry about the future. Now, a person who has a very strong dominant headline, for example, and they have a sort of a weaker heart line, and the lifeline maybe is not as strong as something like this, or there's no destiny line as well. So these people are here because they have a mental interest in the world. There's something intellectually that interests them, that stimulates them, or they're here to do a project or something like that. They're here to complete something on a mental level, and that's what keeps them in the body. So now these type of people, they might have a short headline, and they'll say to me, "How long I'm going to live?" And I'll say to them, "Well, as long as you're interested in what you're doing, as long as that you have some enthusiasm about being in this world and the projects and and creating something in this world, you're going to stay in the body. But once you lose interest in the world, it's time to go. And I can't prove these things, but this is my intuitive sense about this is what it means. Now, let's say somebody has a strong emotional body, a strong heart line, and it's stronger than the other lines. Okay, so this person lives for love. And this is what keeps them in the body. You know, this is very important. What force keeps you in the body? You know, so with these people, I say you need to be in a live emotional situation. It doesn't have to be love. It can be anger, but it has to be something alive. And if you're around people that are dead, or people trying to put you down, or you're in like an office job where everybody hates each other and you're totally repressed and you can't have any freedom, or you're with a social group where something similar is happening like that, or you're in a situation where there's no love, like a family with no love, you gotta run away from that, or else you're gonna die. So a person who has a strong emotional body, they need to love, and they need to be in a situation where there's a live, emotional, feeling type situation going on, or else they just wither up and die. Okay, so this is Bharat, and this might be one of my last video clips about this series of Palmistry Unplugged. I will see how much more I will continue on. I might be doing a series on the human design of palmistry, but that might take some time before I begin that. I might also start a little series on how to give a reading. I will see if I will be doing that as well. So, in any case, here I am, Bharat from Palmistry Unplugged, and you can buy my book, or you can have a reading, or do nothing, or just have a smile. Okay, so signing off for the next time, Bharat. Thank you.
Got the whole world